Hey guys, Vincent here. Welcome to another episode of this big series of tutorials I've been releasing recently, the shoulder roll series. I really hope these videos are helping you on your flow work journey. Today, we're going to be seeing a weird shoulder roll inspired from the world of pole dance. It's a weird shoulder roll because it looks like a shoulder stance. In that case, we are loading and unloading one shoulder. So does it even classify as a shoulder roll? I'll let you discuss that. Meanwhile, in my terminology, this is actually a whole family of shoulder rolls all together, which I call the shoulder stance. So in order for our brain to start picking up and assembling together these few pieces we've been learning together so far, we're gonna start again in that position. This is not the only position you should start your movement from, and in some practices, this is gonna be less relevant. But in the practice of flow work, especially if you are a beginner, a good idea is to really start paying attention to the positions you start and finish your movements from. From that 90-90 position, we're gonna go to the side that our knees are pointing towards. So my knees are facing the right. I'm gonna lean on the right side. It just doesn't make sense anyway. You can try, and unless you're hyper flexible, it's not gonna happen, to go on the left. In that position, the right arm, knees facing the right arm is gonna stay close to the body, elbow to the rib cage. And you wanna have kind of a 90-degree angle here, which you will be able to play with later on, depending on how comfortable you feel. And the opposite hand from the shoulder we're rolling on, so the left arm in my case, is gonna go perpendicular to that right arm. So again, hand here, arm here. This is where the weight is gonna be, as well as this hand. And we kind of need both in order for us to keep the balance. So it looks like this. I go down and I place the forearm. I then place the shoulder and finally bring the opposite hands. As you can see, this elbow raises towards the ceiling so that we can press against the hand. From there, to understand the weight shift at play here, which is going to be a bit more complex than what we've been seeing so far, the upper back leg is going to drive overhead. And you want to perform half a circle with this leg and make sure that you can see this foot in front of you. Because if you don't, then it will be too much behind your head and it will put you off balance. So, arm position first. I bring the back leg up as I extend this knee, the right knee, and anchor the right foot here. And at first, you just want to do this. Load, feel the weight transfer from your bum to your shoulder as this leg goes up. The proper way to practice this is to be very patient because you have to understand the weight shift here. One way to know that you're not cheating and that you're doing this properly is to see the foot that stayed on the ground slide on its own. That's a sign of efficiency. I am not forcing the slide. I keep driving the movement with this leg until this foot maybe decides to slide. If it slides, it means the weight was being taken off it, which is what I want to achieve here. Keep practicing this until this foot, as it slides, wants to take off on its own. You're not pushing to take off. You let it take off. Obviously, if you are a pole dancer, you may want to try this movement with your shoes, just to feel the difference in height and find the right angle between your legs so that this happens the same way, just as smoothly. The next step is for us to be able to stop at the apex. And again, don't load your neck. This is not what we're looking for. And maybe play with the position of this back upper leg, because as you will see, if this foot goes too much this way, I'm gonna roll and fall. So the exact positioning here is gonna really matter. The idea of this move is that the moment this leading foot reaches the apex of this circle is drawing in front of you, we're gonna swap legs. This leg goes up, it reaches the apex, we swap. Up, swap. At first, never mind the circular motion. Actually, bending this leg here, the one that swaps with the leading leg, might help you. If you're up for a challenge, you can actually try to stay in that position, shoulder stand position, and keep swapping the legs. Once you got this, the idea is to be a bit more circular in the way you swap the legs. So rather than going in one straight line, the legs are gonna do this. Once you swap the legs, we're gonna anchor the landing foot. Bring the hip of the landing foot to the ground and keep reaching with this leg to open here in a sitting position. As usual, guys, I hope you like the content of these videos. If you have any question, please drop me a message in the comments.